Buenos días. Es el viernes y son las 12. Hello, everyone. It is 12 o'clock and it's Friday, so it's time for our last community Spanish of this week. Number 3 of 3, broadcasting every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12. Just a couple of reminders of other programs we have going on. We still have our community French happening every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 8:30. In addition to our kids programs, having kids Spanish Monday through Thursday afternoons at 3:30. And kids French Monday through Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. So there is a lot of content happening every week. And if you need a reminder of the schedule, we have it posted up both on the Facebook Live page of our website, where we have a nice little graphic with all of the lessons planned out there, or you can also take a look at the Facebook events on our Facebook page to see upcoming live videos, so you know when to tune in. We also have Instagram Live going as well for French and Portuguese for adult lessons. So you're welcome to check out some more content over on our Instagram. And it's a very different style than Facebook Live. So it's really got something special to offer in addition to the fact that we have Portuguese on our Instagram Live and we don't have Portuguese on Facebook. So that would be your shot to get some Portuguese in your day. Besides that, one last reminder of upcoming classes. We have the September schedule posted. The registrations are now fully open. And we have about a couple of weeks left, I think, before most of the classes are starting up. So there's still time to get into a class or to ask some questions if you need any help to find the right class for you. So just put that plug before we get into the video for today. So today we're going to be looking at our second in our reading series that I just started on Wednesday. So we're going to be looking at our next reading. With each reading is increasing in difficulty. So we're going to be looking today at a new reading that's a step up from the one we did before. We'll practice the reading together, make sure pronunciation is good, but it's mostly an exercise about comprehension to make sure you're understanding what you're reading. And if there are words that you don't know, about how to figure them out from the context and answer some questions about it. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen so you can see the reading in front of me. Okay, so the name of our reading for today is called En el Trabajo, at work. So we're going to do what we did in our previous video, where I will read the reading for you first, but then we're going to repeat it again together to make sure that the pronunciation is good, and also help you to comprehend it, because when you read it out loud, it can help you understand it in a way that's different than when you just listen to someone else speak or when you just read it off the page. So I'm going to do my first reading, and then we'll come back to read it step by step, read it together. So, mi compañera de trabajo se llama Dolores. Ella es la jefa. Ella es una mujer muy importante. Nosotros trabajamos en una oficina. Por la mañana, ella habla con los otros compañeros de trabajo. Ella siempre trabaja mucho y yo ayudo a Dolores algunas veces. Después, ella prepara las reuniones con los socios de la compañía. Rafael es un socio de la compañía. Él es un hombre muy atractivo. Dolores y Rafael hablan sobre los trabajadores de la compañía y sobre los proyectos. Ellos siempre tratan de ayudar a todos los trabajadores. Dolores es una mujer muy inteligente e interesante y es jefa en una compañía importante y exitosa. Yo estoy muy feliz de trabajar con ella. Mis compañeros también están contentos. Todos somos amigos. So now we're going to come back to read it one more time together. Repeat. So por favor, repiten después de mí. So please repeat after me. Mi compañera de trabajo se llama Dolores. Ella es la jefa. Ella es una mujer muy importante. Nosotros trabajamos en una oficina. Por la mañana, ella habla con los otros compañeros de trabajo. Ella siempre trabaja mucho. Y yo ayudo a Dolores algunas veces. Después, ella prepara las reuniones con los socios de la compañía. Rafael es un socio de la compañía. Él es un hombre muy atractivo. Dolores y Rafael hablan sobre los trabajadores de la compañía. Now, compañía is kind of a difficult word to pronounce. Y sobre los proyectos. Ellos siempre tratan de ayudar a todos los trabajadores. Dolores es una mujer muy inteligente e interesante y es jefa en una compañía importante y exitosa. Yo estoy muy feliz de trabajar con ella. Mis compañeros también están contentos. Todos somos amigos. Muy bien. Okay, so now we've read it a couple of times. Hopefully it's really starting to absorb the meaning. So let's try with our hand up the questions. So please feel free to write your responses in the comments below the video to let me know if you're understanding what you are reading. So we have the first question. ¿Quién es la jefa de la compañía? ¿Quién es la jefa de la compañía? So we're asking this question, who is the jefa? Jefa is one of our key words of this reading. Jefa means boss. ¿Quién es la jefa de la compañía? So let's see if we can identify this information in the reading. So who is the boss of the company? Again, feel free to write your responses in the comments below. ¿Quién es la jefa de la compañía? Who is the boss of the company? So we can find this information. We'll look for some of our keywords. Okay, like as we said, the keyword of this question is jefa. So we want to look for something that has the information about jefa in it. So we read, mi compañera de trabajo se llama Dolores. Ella es la jefa. So here is our key information here. Ella es la jefa. So if we're going to answer this question, ¿quién es la jefa de la compañía? Who is the boss? We know it's Dolores. Dolores es la jefa. Dolores es la jefa de la compañía. Okay, so that's question number one. Número dos. ¿Dónde? Where? ¿Dónde trabajan? ¿Dónde trabajan? We know this verb trabajar is another one of our key words from this reading. ¿Dónde trabajan? Where do they work? ¿Dónde trabajan? So we'll see if we can find this information in the reading. So ¿dónde trabajan? ¿Dónde trabajan ellos? Where do they work? We've established that Dolores es la jefa, she's the boss, but she's the boss of where? So ella es una mujer muy importante. Nosotros trabajamos en una oficina. So here's our key information here for número dos. Nosotros trabajamos en una oficina. Oficina is another good key word from this reading, and we can tell if we're based on English that it means office, right? So office. So nosotros trabajamos en una oficina, or if we're answering about them for this, and we're saying, instead of saying nosotros, we work, we're trying to say they work. So in this case, ellos trabajan en una oficina. They work in the office. Ellos trabajan en una oficina. Ok, muy bien. Número 3. ¿Qué hace Dolores después por la tarde? This question a little bit more sophisticated. ¿Qué hace Dolores después por la tarde? So what does Dolores do? Hace to do. What does Dolores do después por la tarde? After, like in the evening. Yeah, and the tarde technically is the afternoon. But as we know, depending on where you are in the world, our interpretation of what afternoon means and what evening means can sometimes be flexible. So we have to keep that in mind as we answer this question. But ¿qué hace Dolores después por la tarde? So So here what we can do is look for something that talks about por la tarde, and that's where we can identify probably the information we're looking for in this reading. So we have this one saying it says por la mañana, ella habla con los otros compañeros, so we know what she does in the morning. So we want to know what she's doing after the morning and the afternoon. So después, okay, we have one of our keywords from the question. Después, ella prepara las reuniones con los socios de la compañía. So después, as in we already established that the first thing was in the morning. So when we say después, now we can understand it means por la tarde, in the afternoon. Ella prepara las reuniones con los socios de la compañía. So she is preparing her meetings. So reunión is another good keyword from this reading. She's preparing her meetings with the other associates in the company. So ella prepara las reuniones. This is what she does. She does to answer número 3. Okay, so ella prepara las reuniones. Número 4. ¿Cómo se llama el socio? Now, ¿cómo se llama? We know this phrase very well by now. What does ¿cómo se llama mean? It means what's the name of someone, right? Or ¿cómo te llamas? What's your name? ¿Cómo se llama? What's his or her name? So this one, we should know this one. So it's easy to find. So ¿cómo se llama el socio? So again, this one, we're not looking for the name of la jefa, but we're looking for the name of the socio. So ¿cómo se llama el socio? So let's see if we can find this information in the reading. ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama el socio? So again, socio is a good keyword we can use to identify and look for this information in the reading. Even if you weren't sure what the word socio means, just by having the word socio, you can look for this word in the reading to identify where you can find the answer. Okay, so we know that with ¿cómo se llama, we're looking for someone's name, and we're also looking for something with the word socio. So this where we can go right to this sentence here. We see a name and we see the word socio. This is probably where we're going to find the information to answer the question. So ¿cómo se llama el socio de la compañía? Rafael. Se llama Rafael. So el socio de la compañía se llama Rafael. So this is the next person we have introduced here after Dolores. So that's número 4. All right. On to número 5. We have 2 questions left to go. Número 5. ¿Cómo es Dolores? So this question, we want to be careful because when we say ¿cómo está Dolores versus ¿cómo es Dolores, these are 2 different questions. So ¿cómo está means like how is someone, like how are they doing? Like está bien, está mal. Okay, we're talking about like their mood, right? But when we say ¿cómo es with the verb ser, we mean what is this person or this thing like? As in we want a description of the characteristics. So just be careful with questions like this, that it's not ¿cómo está Dolores, but ¿cómo es Dolores? So we're looking for a description of Dolores' characteristics. It could be physical, it could be personality. Okay, so ¿cómo es Dolores? So let's see if we can identify this information. So again, we're looking for a description of her characteristics. So if you think about that and from that kind of perspective, you can know where to find this information in the reading. So ¿cómo es Dolores? What's she like? So this is where some of our characteristic vocabulary will come in handy, like that we've learned in previous videos. So you're welcome to check that out if you need a little review about the kind of attributes and adjectives we use to describe people. So we can find words like, for example, inteligente, interesante. These are kind of quality words, right? We're describing her. So here's where we're going to find the answer to the question. Dolores es una mujer muy inteligente e interesante. Y es jefa en una compañía, which is the one, this is the question we answered, the first question about who's the boss. So she is the boss, okay? De una compañía importante y exitosa. Exitosa is like a little extra special vocabulary word for us here. Exitosa means successful, okay? So, but we want to focus most of our answer on this first part of the sentence about the characteristics to describe Dolores, the person, okay? So, inteligente e interesante. So those are our keywords for describing Dolores. Okay, last question. ¿Están contentos los trabajadores de la compañía? So this one versus the previous questions were all questions looking for information. This one is a yes/no question. So ¿están contentos los trabajadores de la compañía? So our key word to understanding this question is going to be the word contento, right? So what does contento mean? This is another one that you can get from our characteristic vocabulary. Contento means happy, okay? So, ¿están contentos los trabajadores de la compañía? Are the workers in the company happy? Do you think? Does it seem like that's a positive atmosphere based on what we know so far? And again, we can look for the text for the keyword. So we're going to look, basically know on that question. Contento was our keyword. So we want to look for something that involves the word contento to find the answer. So just on that keyword of contento, we can jump right to this sentence here. Mis compañeros también están contentos. So the answer is going to be C. Yes, they are happy. So in the reading, the person speaking says, yo estoy muy feliz, or yo estoy muy contento. So I'm happy. And mis compañeros también están contentos. My colleagues or my workmates are happy too. So it seems like a positive atmosphere. Okay, muy bien. So that wraps up our reading for today. And again, next time we will keep scaling up the level of difficulty. So for the reading that's coming on Monday for our next community Spanish at 12, we will be stepping up the level a little bit more, and each reading kind of building our skills more and more. So that's all for today. I'll see you next on Monday at 12. Gracias y adiós.